finish line if I was going to be moving towards it anyways.
How do you even do that?
Decided if I could, finish a 50-miler, I could probably run across the country.
100 miles is not that far. This is what's known as the world's toughest foot race. It's also held in the world's hottest location, Death Valley, California.
It is an iconic race that is well known not only in the ultra running community, but by non-runners alike, which is pretty rare.
Adding in this element of the heat, like truly knowing that it's going to be, you're going to be roasting on the roads. It's a completely unique challenge.
It's weird because any sort of sweat, it almost evaporates instantly because it's so hot.
I'm Dion Leonard. I'm New York Times bestselling author of Finding Gobi. Amazing, incredible, true story as I met a stray little dog as I was running a race. And that story would go all around the world, would change both of our lives forever. And it's now in book format and also being made into a film, which is really cool. I've run races in deserts all around the world, probably most known for my story running a race across the Gobi Desert in China when a little stray dog decided that she was going to run with me. Now I'm about to set off on my most extreme event yet, the Badwater 135, 135 miles through Death Valley, California.
Hi, I'm Lucia. I'm Dion's wife. I'm also the crew chief for this amazing adventure across Death Valley for the Badwater 135. I'm also an ultra runner and otherwise known as Gobi's mum. Well, it's a huge undertaking, that's for sure. I haven't done a hell of a lot of crewing of races, and then to be crew chief of Badwater, where literally Dion's life is in my hands and the 3 other crew members in the car, it's a lot resting on the shoulders, and it's going to be hard to watch Dion going through the process of running Badwater and going through the highs and the lows and seeing his life potentially in jeopardy at points.
Badwater is a hard race for several reasons. First, the distance. 135 miles in Death Valley is a difficult challenge in and of itself. When you add in the long periods of exposure, you're not covered by trees ever throughout the race. So all the heat, all the dust, all the wind is constantly impacting you and your performance. Last, you're entirely dependent on your crew. Things can go wrong. A crew member can get heat stroke. They can lose a critical piece of your gear. Your car could break down. And just like that, your race could be over.
It brings it into reality, doesn't it, that you're in an extreme environment and not to take it as a joke. And it puts a little bit of fear into you, that's for sure. Yeah, it probably shouldn't scare me. It does scare me. I don't lie awake at night thinking about it, but every second of the day I think about how long this race is going to be, how long it's going to take, the conditions, how tough they're going to be. I've been training in Las Vegas. It's been like super hot. It's been 115 degrees and I've been going out every day in it during the hottest part of the day, try and get ready for Badwater, where temperatures have been over 130 degrees. That's a stake, so you use this to stake out if you need medical help. You put it next to where you last stopped, you go and get medical help and come back and take it out and go on, continue on the race.
They say that ultra is a team sport. I think Badwater best exemplifies that.
There's no aid stations at Badwater. This is the first race where I'm completely reliant on my crew. 4 people traveling in a car that are stopping, giving me water, looking after me, making sure that I'm safe and that I'm healthy to continue out. My life is in their hands, which is something that I've never had before at any other race.
Ready? Yep.
Joe, I think it's your look. Good, we're 5-2, let's go, let's go.
Headwind, but
Yeah, that's going to be the thing.
you're tough as nails, man. Just grind it out.
I reckon a little bit of breeze will be alright.
Yeah. We on time?
Yep, we've got 5 minutes. And we're gonna go.
How's everyone feeling? You feeling okay?
A little stressed, but apart
Everything's
from
under
that,
control.
we're good.
Yeah.
Ready to rumble.
Until it's all not.
Starting at 11 p.m. and then like essentially being tired because of your natural body rhythms from the get-go was a unique challenge.
So, start of Badwater, 135, kicking off in a few minutes.
It starts again, countdown from 10, louder than before. Mountains collapsed as time elapsed, swallowed by nature's trapdoor. Fall to earth, return to dirt. It's coming just for me. It's coming just for me. All alone, they'll find me cold and covered in debris. Covered in debris.
This ice thing's annoying me. It's too loose. Take it off. Fix it better next time. Yeah, but thank
No, he's not pushing too hard. He's looking a little warm and a few niggles. I just had to put a patch on him before because his lower back's giving him some grief. well, on schedule to what we'd said. So yeah, going well, but he's just saying it's hot and he wants colder drinks.
Seeing Dion just doing such a great job in the field, but it's worth noting that right now it's 96 degrees here, which, considering relatively, that's actually kind of cool. But anywhere else at this time of night, this, you know, far out in the middle of nowhere, it'd probably be around 70 degrees. So yeah, I mean, his body temperature is high, which is concerning because we still have probably about 20-30 degree jump that we're going to experience in the morning. But all things considered, it's been really inspiring to watch.
Come over. Water, please. Just water.
Water.
Water, water, water. Yeah. No, not tailwind, no. Just water.
Okay.
Yeah, just water and ice. Seem to go down well.
Okay.
Thanks.
You need to change out a bandana, ice bandana.
Do it. Do it. Do it.
Change it back.
What do you mean?
The next one, because yours is better.
Yeah.
This one's a bit too thick. That's what happens when you use stuff during a race. You find out
Yeah.
they're not so good.
Okay, I've got a meat stick here.
No, I just want to let the stomach settle.
Okay.
Thank you.
Do you want me to spray?
Yeah, yes,
Okay, I'll come with you. Come.
Oh, yeah. Thanks, everyone.
Okay.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're doing all right, actually.
Okay. Get your feet again at Panama after the downhill.
Yeah.
That's gonna be.
How we're going.
Is that a fresh pair?
No, it's the same.
Same? Wow.
They look brand new.
Yeah, they're just, you know, pounding the pavement, just getting a little sore underneath. Just trying to prevent any more.
Keep it from.
Getting good with the socks.
So this is what it's like to pace Dion Leonard.
I have a water bottle here. I've never run with someone of like an elite caliber with specifically hiking. He can hike at like 13-14 minute pace, which for me is, I'm a shorter guy, is like a easy jog. So he's a beast. It's actually, and that's 13-14 minute miles up about 100-200 feet per mile. After a lot of climbing, Dion just finally crested this giant climb, and weather moderated a little bit, and he's picking up his pace and looking super comfortable right now.
He was having a bit of a low point going up that climb, but now he is back on fire. He's been moving really strong. Even when he thought he was having a low point, he was still motoring through the field. I mean, it's hot when you're out there running. As crew, it hasn't been too bad, but certainly when you're out there pacing, it's really hot, and he's been suffering from it. So struggling to eat, having a bit of nausea as well. So we're just trying to keep that under control. It's hot. We're going back down about 1,500 feet, so it's getting hotter, but he's flying. We can't keep up with his demands.
So there's two really hot sections in the race. It's not uncommon to have temperatures be above 120 degrees Fahrenheit. I think out there they're 121. Lucia, she ends up running 4 miles, and in that temperature, it's just brutal, it's devastating. Lucia comes in, she's absolutely destroyed, having, heat problems, stomach issues, like everything that you can name, which is interesting because Lucia is our crew captain. The person who has all the plans, who knows where everything is. She is out, she's in the back seat trying to cool and recover.
Oh my goodness, and ended up doing 4 miles instead of the plan 2, so on just water, which was not a good idea.
I'm still barely coherent, but I'm getting better. At that point, we are hanging on by a thread. At any point, things could go off the rails and Dion's race could be over. What's interesting about Father Crowley is like every single runner that comes in, right, is absolutely wrecked, and their team is trying to do what they can to help them. There's only really a handful of runners that aren't, and they have done Badwater several times. One of those runners, Oswaldo Lopez, he comes in, waves his team off, says, hey, exchanges water and keeps going.
And just remember, it's 3 o'clock, so only like 2 or 3 more hours and things are gonna start chilling out.
His brother and some of his crew members are right next to us, and they see that we're trying everything that we can do to lower Dion's body temperature, to get him good again, and none of it was working. To be completely honest, looking at his face, I knew he's capable of gutting things out, but I was not certain if he was gonna finish at that moment. And in the act of like pure sportsmanship, like embodying what ultra is really all about, despite our runner being within a few minutes of theirs, he comes over because he had seen this, he had experienced it in the past. He offers us guidance how to get Dion good again in the shortest amount of time. And he's coaching us. It was like a trainer, a nurturer, a saint. Like, I don't know how else to describe it other than kind of just a religious experience, seeing someone take care of someone that they don't know, they don't have any obligations to in their most, vulnerable state. You can start seeing it's immediately making a difference. and meanwhile their runner's only just minutes ahead in a really competitive race. I thought that was a beautiful moment and a extraordinary act of kindness, but also, you know, just a raw moment of just like our humanity of like, hey, we're gonna go through difficult things today, and we're gonna go through difficult things in life, but life all is about helping people. It was almost him saying, hey, we're in this together. But I say, hey, like, Rob, I need to take a back seat. Like, I don't know if I can or should continue running because I'm concerned about my own health. And at that moment, I'm feeling energetic, but I just know that I can't continue like this, and I'm concerned if I do. Rob, like, heroically, and I think he says, you know, I could do a 50K right now if I need to. I'm ready to go. And we all, me and Lucia, kind of look at ourselves, we roll our eyes, but we're like, he's serious. And he logs like, I think like 7 or 8 miles, which, keep in mind, when your aid stations are every 1 mile because it's so difficult, that is a long and difficult stretch.
He looks totally under control. He's running his own race. Could care less about what place he's in and all that stuff.
You want ice in here or not?
I don't know.
Just reached the 100-mile mark, and Dion has found his 4th, 5th wind, and he is flying to the home stretch now. So watch this space. He is in 13th position at the moment, and I reckon he could make it to the top 10 if he keeps going the way he is. He's a machine.
How are you feeling overall?
I'm okay. I could do with a bit more energy. My quads are a little tired. I could do with a bit of a burst.
In that moment, we don't talk about time. I ask, you know, how are you feeling? He's like, man, I just want to finish.
Getting much closer to the finish line. Team's just like coming together to help, and it's just been incredible to watch. So he's hyper focused right now on the finish line. Maybe about 10 miles out. Maybe 12, but he is so determined to finish this, and yeah, it's been a pleasure to tag along.
As we come to the top of a checkpoint before you do the final climb, one of the steepest parts of the race, you know, at that time we think he's in 7th. We check in with the booth, we find out he's in 6th. So already we're even more excited. The last 5-6 miles, I think that's where really Dion, all the patience, all of the kind of restraint that he had been executing and believing in his abilities all day, that's where it came to light.
Chocolate milk. Dion is running like a machine, fueled by Nesquik tonight.
Hot machine.
Hot machine.
We got tailwind here. How's that doing? How's the water?
Do you want to spray down?
You want to swap?
Yeah.
Do you want to spray down at the next one? No?
We're coming up to less than 2 miles to go. Dion's currently in 6th place. So we are pushing up a big giant climb to finish out one of the world's toughest ultramarathons. 1,500 feet gain, last 3 miles. after you've already run in 115 degrees and all that.
That's it. Woo!
So much.
Well
Cheers.
done.
Thank
So
you.
cool.
You know, when I met you in China, that was my first 100.
Oh, really?
I didn't think I'd ever come and do it, but that's what lit my fire.
Yeah.
And then you told me no. No. I don't think I was very happy about that. Here I am.
Yeah.
So thanks for the journey, really.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Awesome.
Congratulations. You are a Badwater 135 official finisher.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
So hold this with 2 hands from the top.
Gotcha.
There you go. And here's your buckle. Badwater 135 2021, and in Latin it says, "Beauty is difficult to attain." Which you did.
Yeah, it was
So,
a
which
great course.
hand and then.
All right, snuggle like you like each other.
Yeah.
All right.
We don't anymore. Yeah, I'm incredibly proud of finishing, incredibly proud of the result, but also incredibly proud of the team we put together to achieve that. It's probably dawned on me more, well it did during the race, but more and more as time went on throughout that, and then now finishing, just all of the effort that everyone put in to get there was phenomenal. And we had such great sportsmanship from Oswald's team, helping me out when I was struggling throughout the heat as well, and we would go on to finish above them, which shows just the sort of dedication and the kindness from them to help us no matter what the result was going to be. So yeah, it was really cool.
We see the finish line, we drive up to it, we're trying to encourage him to keep on going, and I think in the most beautiful part of the race, despite everything, Dion says what I think all ultra runners aspire to say at the end of a race. He's saying, "I don't have anything left. This is the best I have." And yeah, I took a step back. I said, "You're lucky," and it was really special to see him give his all and to have such a great result.
Could Bear Grylls do this race?
No.
I'm just kidding.